Look at him. Yeah. Look at him go.
Heck yeah. That's how these guys hunt. Oh, this is good. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Oh, yeah. Hey everybody, it's Michelle with Florida Keys Birding, and today, as you can see, we're talking about day 2 at Fort De Soto for my spring migration trip. As you can see so far, day 2 was a whole lot better than day 1. I did get out earlier and I did see more warblers, I did see more birds, I did see more shorebirds, all kinds of good stuff. So we're going to talk about all of that today. So I started out on this trail back kind of behind where the mulberry trees were, where the ranger station is at. You've got a lot of warblers back here. As you can see, there was some red starts, northern water thrush, northern parulas, I believe, black-paw warblers. And here's that Chuckwell's widow. After I kind of like walked that mulberry trail, see, the thing was though, you know how I said I came a little bit too late, right? I came a little bit too late in the season. I should have probably came a week earlier, because when I went down the mulberry trail, there weren't any birds back there eating mulberries, because I think it was already done. I think it had already run its course at that point. I think that all the birds had kind of come and gone at that point. That kind of sucked, but there were some warblers back there. Like I said, I did get out earlier in the morning. I was out by like 9 and in the park, you know. I went back to this little area at Bay Pier, back to where this little guy was, this Chuckwell's widow and stuff like that. I was like, let me get some good videos of him, let me get some good pictures of him and all that good stuff. So that's what I did. Actually, a pretty funny story. So I kind of I started off where I had kind of figured out where the mulberry trail was. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go looking. Didn't find anything, so I kept walking, and I ended up kind of seeing not a northern parula. It was an American redstart, and I was like, ooh, okay, I see some warblers here. It was in like a fig tree, and it was kind of off the trail a bit, and I found myself kind of behind the fence line of the ranger's residence. So I'm going back there, and I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be back here. I'm kind of, thinking that I'm maybe not supposed to be back here, but I'm like, you know what, there's some birds over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get a few pictures. And then all of a sudden, his huge dog comes running at me and starts barking, and I'm telling you, the fence is not very high, so I'm over here thinking like this dog is gonna jump the fence and tear me up. So I went ahead and left that area. I ran back through the trail, and he was just barking and growling, and like he wanted to like destroy me. So then I got out of there. I was like, I'm not gonna go there. So I go back, into the main area where all of the sea grapes and all that stuff were. And there was quite a bit of activity, of course. These are some of my favorite shots of this black-paw warbler. I love the teal in the background with the water and the ocean kind of back there, because this guy was kind of like right in front of the water where all of these little sea grape bushes were. So that was pretty cool. Lots of oven birds around, black-paw warblers, Cape May warblers, black and white warblers. At this point, I hadn't seen any special or rare species or anything like that, but there was quite a variety of warblers, and they were kind of moving around and stuff like that. This little guy, a lot of the birders were following this guy around with their cameras, so that was pretty cool. And I did talk to a guy that was excited about finding a northern parula, so that was cool. And I just kind of tried to be friendly and talk to other people who were birding and just ask them what they were looking for, what kind of birds they were looking for. So it was cool. Okay, so here's Elise turn. So this was cool. I had never seen one of these guys before. Yeah, a lot of northern parulas that morning, a lot of warblers. But like I said, at this point, not yet anything spectacular or rare or something I don't normally see yet. But there was quite a bit of variety, so I was still excited. It was good. It was definitely good. I think being out earlier made a difference. Definitely made a difference with being out at the right time of day instead of the day before where I got there at like 10:30, almost 11, where everything was kind of winding down. So this was good. Cape Mays, I see a lot of Cape Mays where I'm at. Maybe some other people don't necessarily see them very much, but I do. I do see a lot of Cape Mays. Some people were excited about this too, about the black-throated blue warbler. Everybody was trying to get pictures of it. I get a lot of these too where I'm at during migration. So I do like this bird though. I mean, it's a cool bird, but it wasn't anything like spectacular or anything for me. I was looking for the lesser seen warblers. I was looking for the ones that I don't normally see where I live. But it's always good to get some nice shots of them because you never know when you'll need them. So yeah, this little ovenbird guy was cool. He was just kind of skulking around and lifting up leaves and throwing stuff around looking for bugs. I like to watch them. Don't they just kind of skulk? It's like they skulk around and they're just like, like you could see me doing it, but yeah, so he was pretty cool. So I decided to kind of like explore this area. I went back. I'm still here at Bay Pier at this point, and I did end up going back to that little kind of, I don't know if it was like a fountain area or something like that, but yeah, there was quite a few warblers around that main first area when you come in that morning. And there were also quite a few warblers in the area of that little water fountain area where I told you, I don't know if it was like a little waterfall or what it was, but there was quite a few warblers hanging out there too. So all right, so let's see. I want to say that was the next one that I saw. So this was over by the fountain area, somewhat, kind of, sort of, that hooded warbler. Okay, so I wanted to see the hooded warbler the day before. I saw it briefly, but I didn't get any good shots or videos or anything like that of the hooded warblers. So this guy, somebody told me that he was hanging out kind of in the vicinity of that backwoods area near the waterfall thing. So I did get to see this. This is actually a female hooded warbler. I really want to see a male in breeding plumage, but I'll take what I can get. Beggars can't be choosers, right? And I got some really great shots, as you can see, quite a few shots, good shots of this hooded warbler. So that was cool. I was really excited about that. I was really happy about that. I'm definitely going to be able to make a video now of the hooded warbler because I do have some shots of the female now, and I have seen a male in non-breeding plumage, so I'm really hoping to get one soon in breeding plumage so that I can make a video documentary of the hooded warbler. And then here we go. This is this black-throated blue that everybody was really excited about. They were just like, oh, they really wanted him to come out so they could get pictures and videos of the black-throated blue warbler. I really like this bird. This is like a really cool colored warbler. I remember the first time I saw one in my neighborhood. I remember the warblers were just coming down, and just so you know, maybe if you haven't already noticed, oh, this is a female. This is a female black-throated blue. Warblers are like my first love of birding. I remember the first time that I saw a warbler, I thought they were so cool, and then I noticed more and more coming in of different colors, and I remember the first one I saw was a American redstart, and I called it the Halloween bird. If you've seen my other videos, you would know that I call it that, because it was October, it was almost Halloween time, and it was a male. It was black and orange, and I was sitting there observing it. It kept swooping down, and I was like, what is he doing? He was catching flies. He was catching flies off of a piece of dead fish, that was in the woods. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, I love warblers. Here goes a black paw warbler. I love all the different varieties and colors they come in. But black, the the black-throated blue warbler, the first time I saw that bird, I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, it was so cool. I was like, wow, what is this blue colored bird, you know? So, and then I started learning about warblers and all the different kinds and all that stuff and their migration. And it's kind of like what got me into birding. So warblers are like my first love. So I'm trying to add more types to my list. But, you know, little by little, you never know what you're going to see every year. Last year I added a Blackburnian, so that was pretty cool. That was my goal, to see one of those, and it was in breeding plumage, so that was good. So you've got a black-throated blue female here. You know, they look a little different, but you can always tell by that white wing patch that they have on the side. Yeah, there was some common yellow throats. There wasn't too many, but there was a couple that day. I think these are cool. They're like little raccoons of the, of the warbler world. Like, they've got like the little bandit mask and stuff like that. So yeah, I got lots of videos and pictures of the hooded warbler. I was really excited to see it because I thought to myself, like, I might never see one again because we don't really get them where I'm at. I don't know. Not in the upper keys. In the lower keys, they get the prothonotary and the hoodeds, and in other areas, but not so much where I'm at. I've only seen one time. So, okay, so I believe, okay, yep. And so as I was kind of walking out of that area, okay, so I went to East Beach after that, the same kind of place that I went to the day before. And the first thing I saw was these Nanday parakeets when I walked in. These are always super fun to see. You know, I love parrots and stuff, so you can kind of hear them calling and stuff like that. But you'll see them all over Fort De Soto, just flying around and calling and doing all kinds of little fun little things, like head bobbing and stuff like that. So these are pretty cool. Down where I'm at, we have mostly Quaker parrots and monk parakeets. Well, they're Quaker parrots, monk parakeets, whatever you want to call them. Same bird, but this is cool. I got them flying, so that was a good shot. I was excited about. But we don't really have these. I think Miami has them. Miami has a lot of different species of parrot. I mean, they've even got like macaws. They've got those mitrid parakeets. I've got some pictures of those guys I've seen. They've got all different kinds in Miami, but down here we only see those little Quaker parrots. So, but this was cool. This was cool to see these Nanday parakeets. I'll definitely be making a little video documentary of these guys soon, because as you can see, I got a lot of good pictures and videos. Oh, so next are the Bobolinks. Again, like I said on my last video, I don't know if it's Bobolinks. I call them Bobolinks, so that's what I'm going to call them. But there was a big old flock here on the ground. So they were just kind of foraging. So this was like the week of Bobolinks. I don't know what the deal was, but everywhere I went, every day, there was Bobolinks everywhere. So I guess I caught them at the perfect migration time, and it was my first time getting to see these that week, and I got to see a lot of them. So it was good. I got some good pictures and videos of these guys. They were kind of foraging around with these crows and starlings and grackles and stuff like that. So they did end up flying into the trees, I believe, but normally you will see them foraging on the ground. So if you see like a bunch of black birds on the ground foraging, take a closer look and make sure you're not missing out on the bobolinks. So that's what I realized, and I was like, man, I really need to start checking dark looking birds on the ground, because it could be bobolinks, and in these cases it was. So I probably passed them up quite a few times and not even noticed, because from far away they just kind of look like crows or grackles, and you know, you don't really notice. So yeah, a lot of people kept flushing them. People were like walking by on their bikes and stuff like that, so they did end up going into the trees, and they kind of stayed up there. So I got some pictures of them up in the trees here, stuff like that. Oh yeah, this is a good one. This is nice and close. You can really see them really well. But these were pretty cool little birds to watch. So yeah, so we're still here at East Beach, I believe. Yeah, we are. Yep, because then I went into that big sea grape area again. And I see there was a common yellowthroat here. Looks like a northern parula. Okay, yep, East Beach. Yep, and then we've got a big, like, like a mixed tern flock. It's like royal terns. I think there's like a sandwich tern in here somewhere. Always check if you see a big flock of terns, because you don't know what's mixed up in there. You could get an elegant tern, you could get a roseate tern, boom, there's a sandwich tern, Lee's tern, you never know, you know, so yes, and I got this guy with the fish in his mouth. I thought this was a really cool shot. I was really excited about these cool shots I got of this guy. He was kind of flying around back and forth with the fish, and he's just kind of holding it in his mouth. You didn't really see him eat it. So yep, there wasn't a ton of warblers here at East Beach again. Just that parula and the black and white, some Cape Mays. Not a whole lot going on there. Oh, look at him, look at him. He's like, I got a fish, I got a fish, I got a fish, hey, hey, hey. He's like, don't take my fish. And look at this guy coming up behind. He's like, give me that fish. He's like, give me your fish. Yeah. And he's like, no, I'm not going to give it to you. Yep. And he kind of goes away with it because everybody noticed he had a fish. So, yeah, so these guys were fun to watch, of course. A lot of different things mixed in together with this group of terns. So just a bunch of mixed flocks. So yeah, it was pretty cool to see this mixed flock of terns. Believe it or not, I don't actually see a ton of them where I live in the Keys. You know, you can see them here and there kind of flying by, you know, at Penny Camp and at Harry Harris and stuff like that. But I don't really see big flocks on the beaches in the upper Keys. Lower Keys, there's a lot more stuff going on, but the upper Keys, I really don't get to see this kind of stuff. So I was about, you know, here goes a sandwich tern there. Those are pretty cool. Actually, it's pretty interesting. I had to look it up. I was like, why do they call them sandwich terns? And apparently it has nothing to do with them stealing sandwiches, but it has everything to do with where the guy was from that named them. I think he was from a place called Sandwich in England or something like that. So, so yeah, I don't know. He named them sandwich terns. But those are pretty cool to see because I've never really seen those before. You can kind of tell them by the black beak versus the orange beak on the royal tern or the Lee's tern. Lee's tern's a little different. It has a little different black on the head that connects to the beak and stuff like that. So there was some of those in here too. So it's cool though. You kind of look through the mixed flock and you never know what you'll see mixed in there, whether it's a roseate or whatever it may be. So I was ready to take what I could get. I was like, all right, whatever. This is the seabirds that I'm going to get. I had no idea what was in store for me later on in the evening when we went out to North Beach. So I was like, whatever, I'm going to take as many pictures and videos as I can. Maybe there'll be something cool in here. Maybe there'll be some rare tern or rare seabird that I've never seen before. This was what I was hoping for. But when they told me, you know, oh, you're going to see a lot of seabirds, a lot of shorebirds, this is kind of what I thought they meant. I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is it. I was like, cool, a bunch of terns, a big flock of terns. So I was ready to make the best of it. I was happy that I saw a few more, you know, warblers that morning and stuff like that. And, you know, look at this cool little guy. They look so weird. They have like a little bit of yellow at the tip of the beak with the black. So, and this guy here, this seagull over here, this is different seagull. I wasn't sure what it was initially. I forget what this is called, but I'll go back and label it here. But yeah, so that was cool. I was like, all right, whatever. So got a bunch of pictures and videos of these guys. I really like the picture I got of the guy flying with the fish in his mouth and stuff. And there was some laughing gulls mixed in and everything. So yeah, as you could see in the previous video, you can see the Sunshine Sky Bridge from East Beach. It's a cool little beach if you want to come and just sit down and, you know, do the beach thing and look at shorebirds. But and then in the same area in East Beach, there was more of these Nanday parakeets. So this was pretty cool. I included this even though we already saw them. There is some, I think, shots and video that I have of a little family of Nanday parakeets where there's a mama and a dad and a baby, and they're feeding the baby. So I think I have some shots coming up of that. Okay, yeah, so I didn't realize this at first. I just thought they were, parrots doing parrot stuff, but you could see the mama feeding the baby. Or I don't know if that's the mama or the dad feeding the baby, but I didn't realize it. Like I said, I thought they were just doing, parrot antics. I thought they were just shredding wood and, doing stuff that parrots do. But no, it was actually feeding the baby, so it was super, super duper cute. There's another one up top. You can see there's 3 of them here, but there's a little baby there, and it was so cute. They were in their little, I think there's a little hole they were inside of. Maybe, I don't know if they were nesting inside of there. I don't know too much about Nanday parakeet nesting. I probably will make a video though soon on these guys for a little bit more information, since I don't know a whole lot about them yet. So yeah, it looks like the baby was wanting more food, and the mom was like, get out of here, go away. They were fighting. Like I said, doing parrot stuff, parrot antics. So after that, we decided to go ahead and leave the park and go have lunch, let the doggies outside and stuff like that. So as we were on our way out, we did end up seeing this roseate spoonbill in a little park as we were driving down the road. So my husband turned the car around, pulled me over, and there was like a little pond on the side, and it was really cool. There was a roseate spoonbill there, so that was exciting. This is back at our Airbnb. There was this big old tree behind the fence, and there was a whole bunch of warblers every single day in this tree, but they were mostly about the same. Oh, and this yellow-billed cuckoo, that was pretty cool. That was very, very unexpected. So this came into the tree in our Airbnb. It's weird because I saw its tail, and that's how I knew what it was. I always recognize them by their long tail with those stripes on the bottom. It was in the tree, and then it went into the oak tree right next to it, and I got one good shot of it. So, all right, guys, so that was the first part of day 2. We're going to go ahead and go into the second part of day 2 after this. So stay tuned and watch the next video. It's the best part of the whole trip.